5 essential exercises that seniors should do every day after age 60. Stay tuned until the end, because in this video, we'll show the single most crucial exercise for anyone over 60. And go ahead and let us know in the comments your training routine, your age, and where you're watching from. Imagine if I told you that just 15 minutes a day could be the difference between needing help to get dressed at 75 and still playing with your grandchildren in the backyard. Few people realize it, but after 60, we lose between 3% and 8% of our muscle mass each year. There are 5 specific exercises that can literally turn back the clock on your body's aging. They build strength, stability, and keep you independent. And the best part is, they're so simple you can do them while watching your favorite show. And so powerful, they reduce the risk of falls by up to 45%. Before you begin, think about an everyday activity that has become more difficult lately. Standing up from a chair, carrying groceries, climbing stairs without support. If that sounds familiar, type yes in the comments. If you're watching with a loved one in mind, type care, because looking out for each other is what this journey is all about. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get more tips like this. Now, shift your focus to habits that enhance these exercises. First, pick a fixed time each day, morning or late afternoon, and treat that moment as a non-negotiable commitment to your health. If something gets in the way, do at least half the routine. That way, you keep the habit alive and prevent a single slip-up from derailing your motivation. Second, pay attention to movement quality. Perform each repetition mindfully at a slow pace, feeling each muscle fiber engage. This increases neuromuscular stimulation and lowers injury risk. For example, when doing a plank, focus on drawing your belly button toward your spine. In the squat, push your hips back before bending your knees. With the heel raise, hold for 2 seconds at the top. And when doing marching in place, imagine a rubber band around your knees preventing them from caving inward. Third, fuel your workouts properly. Include lean proteins, eggs, fish, chicken, beans, whole carbohydrates, oats, sweet potatoes, brown rice, and healthy fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil, in every meal. Small servings of protein every 3 hours ensure a constant supply of amino acids for muscle repair. Fourth, prioritize rest. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night and schedule active recovery days such as light walks or short restorative yoga sessions. Quality sleep and active rest are essential for consolidating gains and reducing accumulated fatigue. Fifth, stay hydrated. Drink water before, during, and after exercise, as water lubricates your joints, transports nutrients, and helps regulate body temperature. If you exercise on hot days, consider coconut water to replenish electrolytes. Sixth, strengthen your social support. Invite a friend, family member, or neighbor to work out together, even from a distance. Sharing achievements, swapping tips, and encouraging one another reinforces commitment and makes each session more enjoyable. Finally, track your progress in a simple journal. Note the date, exercises, repetitions, isometric hold times, and how you felt. Celebrating each small victory, whether it's an extra second in the plank, 5 more reps, or climbing stairs without support, boosts motivation and shows how your body improves day by day. With this combination of 5 essential exercises, smart training habits, proper nutrition, effective rest, and social support, you'll build a stronger, more balanced, and independent body, no matter your age. Start today and discover how 15 minutes a day can transform your life. Have you ever heard that your calves are your second heart? It may sound exaggerated, but it makes perfect sense. As we age, the heart has to work harder and harder to pump blood back from the legs. That's where the vital role of the calf muscles comes in, acting like little pumps that, with each step, squeeze the vessels and propel blood toward the heart. When those fibers weaken, you feel fatigued, your legs feel heavy, and even swelling becomes more frequent. The good news is that the heel raise exercise, also known as calf raises, is simple, can be done anywhere, and delivers immediate benefits. You can perform it while brushing your teeth, waiting for your coffee, or during TV breaks. To do it correctly, stand behind a sturdy chair, not one that wobbles with every move, and lightly rest your hands on the back only for balance. Then slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet as if you're trying to peek over a fence. Feel the intense squeeze in your calves. That's your second heart getting stronger. Hold that position for 2 seconds, counting 1, 2. Then lower yourself in a controlled manner, because it's the lowering phase where true strength development occurs. As you rise, exhale. As you lower, inhale. This breath movement coordination maximizes muscle activation and protects your lower back. Start with 10 solid reps, always valuing movement quality over quantity. 5 perfect reps beat 15 sloppy ones. Avoid leaning too heavily on the chair because the goal is not to support your weight but to challenge your calves. To further intensify this exercise and achieve impressive improvements in circulation and muscle tone, try these variations. First, raise yourself using only one foot, keeping the other lightly on the floor for balance. Hold a light dumbbell in each hand to add resistance. Place the balls of your feet on a low step, allowing your heels to drop slightly below floor level before rising, increasing range of motion and stretch. Additionally, combine calf raises with a brief stretch of the back of leg muscles after each session. Simply press the front of your leg against a wall, heel on the floor, and gently push your hip forward until you feel a stretch through the entire calf. This helps maintain muscle elasticity and prevents tightness that can impair mobility. Practice calf raises 2 to 3 times per week, performing 2 or 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, alternating with an active rest of 30 seconds, during which you can march in place very slowly to keep blood flowing. Stay hydrated before, during, and after your workout. Water helps lubricate your joints and transport nutrients. Also, adopt healthy lifestyle habits to boost your results. Walk daily for at least 10 minutes, varying the surfaces. Grass, asphalt, sidewalk, to challenge your proprioception. Include foods rich in bioflavonoids, such as berries and citrus fruits, which strengthen veins and improve circulation. And avoid sitting for long periods without standing up to stretch your legs and perform a few on-duty calf raises. Finally, celebrate every milestone. Log in a journal the number of repetitions and how you felt performing them. Less swelling, less fatigue, and greater confidence when walking are signs that your little pumps are working better each day. With just a few minutes of properly executed calf raises, you'll be helping your heart, your legs, and your independence for many years to come. Balancing while your calves do all the work may feel challenging, but if you can't stand for long, no problem. Sit in a chair with your feet firmly on the floor and simply lift your heels while keeping your toes grounded. Even then, you'll get that boost in circulation and muscle activation. Now let's talk about an exercise that might sound intimidating, but is actually one of the gentlest and most effective you can do. The glute bridge. Interestingly, your glutes aren't just for sitting. They're the body's engines, helping you stand, walk, and climb stairs. The problem is, we spend much of our day seated, and those muscles essentially go to sleep. Physical therapists call this gluteal amnesia, and it's a leading reason many people develop lower back pain and hip issues as they age. To perform the glute bridge correctly, lie on your back on a comfortable surface. Your bed will work, but a yoga mat on the floor is ideal. If you can descend and ascend without difficulty, bend your knees and place your feet hip-width apart on the floor, with your arms extended by your sides. Now, imagine there's a coin between your buttocks and that you need to squeeze it with all your might, deeply contracting your glutes as you push your heels into the ground. Inhale as you prepare. Exhale as you lift your hips until your knees, hips, and shoulders form a straight line. To further amplify the glute bridge's effect, consider these strategies. Add a small isometric challenge by holding your hips up for up to 5 seconds on some reps. Use a resistance band just above your knees to engage your hip abductors as well. Try the single leg version by lifting one leg straight while the other performs the movement, which intensifies balance work and asymmetric strength. Another key point is pacing. Lower yourself over 3 seconds and lift in 2, always minding your posture. Keep your chest up, core engaged, and avoid overarching your lower back. If you feel discomfort in the lumbar region, place a support, like a thin cushion or folded towel, beneath your lower back to protect your spine. For a complete workout, pair the glute bridge with dynamic stretches for the hip flexors and hamstrings after each session. Movements like the yoga pigeon pose or simple lunges help maintain the flexibility needed for tension-free execution of the exercise. Incorporate the glute bridge into your routine 3 times a week, performing 10 to 15 repetitions in 2 or 3 sets. On alternate days, engage in active recovery activities such as light walks or gentle joint mobility exercises to speed muscle regeneration and improve circulation. A diet rich in lean proteins, low glycemic index carbohydrates, and healthy fats supports tissue rebuilding and provides sustained energy for daily practice. Stay hydrated. Water keeps your joints lubricated and transports essential nutrients. And prioritize 7 to 8 hours of restorative sleep each night, so your body has time to repair micro tears and consolidate strength gains. Finally, celebrate your small victories. Record in a journal the number of reps, contraction intensity, and how you felt after each workout. Tracking your progress, whether a deeper hip lift, an extra second of isometric hold, or less lower back discomfort, reinforces your motivation and builds the consistent habit that ensures lasting results. With the simple act of squeezing that coin between your glutes and lifting your hips, you'll be strengthening your posterior chain, protecting your spine, and restoring basic movements essential for your independence. Try it today and feel how this bridge can reignite the power of your glutes, providing essential support for every step of your day. Imagine there's a toy car driving underneath you. Press your heels firmly into the floor and slowly lift your hips until you form a straight line from knees to shoulders, but without forcing an exaggerated arch in your lower back. You're creating a sturdy bridge, not a ship's ramp. Inhale before you lift and exhale as you brace your core and push through your heels. That exhalation deeply engages the core, adding extra stability. Hold the position for 3 seconds, feeling every glute fiber working, then return to the floor very slowly and controlled. It's precisely during the descent, the eccentric phase, that the miracle of strengthening happens, as the muscle actively resists the stretch, building more force over time. If lifting your hips fully is still challenging, start by practicing the contraction only. Lying on your back with knees bent and feet planted, imagine squeezing a coin between your buttocks and hold that contraction for 5 seconds. You'll already be activating the right fibers and forming the mind-muscle connection essential for coordination and strength gains. Once comfortable, try the advanced version. As you lift your hips, gently raise one foot off the floor while keeping the other heel grounded. This unilateral variation demands even more balance, challenges the core, and ensures each side works independently, correcting any asymmetries that develop over time. To further boost results, follow these complementary tips. Before starting, do a brief warm-up for hips and hamstrings. Hip circles, knee raises, and gentle lunges prepare tendons and muscles, reducing injury risk. When you practice the glute bridge 3 times a week, pair it with a posterior leg stretch, such as the yoga pigeon pose or a forward bend, holding your ankles, to maintain flexibility and avoid tightness. Controlled breathing makes all the difference. Try inhaling deeply by engaging the diaphragm before you lift, and exhaling forcefully as you squeeze your glutes. This coordination enhances internal spinal support and maximizes muscle activation. It's also beneficial to incorporate longer isometric holds. Hold for 5 to 7 seconds on some reps. To develop long-duration endurance, essential for sustaining posture and daily activities without fatigue. Another tool is resistance progression. Use bands placed just above the knees to engage the hip abductors, increasing lateral recruitment and preventing knees from caving in. If the band feels light, switch to a higher resistance one or hold light dumbbells at your hips. Always remember to keep your core engaged and your lower back neutral even when adding weight. Hydration and nutrition are pillars of recovery. Drink water before, during, and after your workout to ensure joint lubrication and nutrient transport. After exercise, consume a protein source, eggs, fish, legumes, within 30 minutes to speed muscle fiber repair. Include complex carbohydrates such as sweet potatoes or oats to replenish energy, and healthy fats like avocado and nuts to reduce inflammation. Don't neglect sleep. 7 to 8 hours of restorative rest amplify muscle growth and balance stress hormones. On active recovery days, go for light walks, swim, or do restorative yoga to keep circulation going without overloading your muscles. Finally, celebrate every small win. Log in your workout journal the depth you achieved, the duration of your isometric holds, and how you felt over the week. Share your successes with friends or family to reinforce your commitment and inspire others. With discipline, precise technique, and these smart variations, the glute bridge will become your powerful ally for strengthening your hips, protecting your lower back, and regaining the essential mobility to live independently and full of energy, no matter your age. Over time, many of us develop what I call question mark posture. From the side, you'll see the head jutting forward as if the person is always asking a question. This misalignment not only ages your appearance, but also hampers breathing, causes headaches, and creates neck tension because we spend years reaching for the computer, the steering wheel, or a grandchild's lap, pulling our shoulders forward and weakening the entire upper back. The solution is simple. It's time to strengthen your back with scapular retraction. You can do this seated in a sturdy chair or standing lightly against a wall for alignment reference. Raise your arms to shoulder height. Bend your elbows at 90 degrees, like a football referee celebrating a touchdown. And then imagine there's a tennis ball between your shoulder blades. Pull your elbows back, truly squeezing those wings that carry your torso until you feel the muscles between your shoulders fully engage. It's crucial to perform the movement slowly and mindfully. Inhale as you open your chest, exhale as you draw your scapulae together, holding the contraction for 2 to 3 seconds before returning to the start. This care ensures you don't snap back into a rounded posture too quickly. The real strengthening happens in the controlled return phase, when the muscles resist relaxation, generating greater force and stability over time. To advance, vary your arm position. Try lifting your hands slightly in front of your forehead in an L shape or with your forearms parallel to the floor to challenge different retraction angles. If you want to intensify, hold a very light dumbbell in each hand or use resistance bands anchored to posts or handles, pulling them toward the center of your back. Always keep your core tight and your chin aligned with your spine to protect your neck. Incorporating this scapular suction into your routine 3 times a week will rebuild your upper body strength, realign your torso, relieve cervical pain, and significantly improve your breathing capacity. Imagine being able to sit at the table, lift a glass of water, or reach for something on a shelf with an open chest, without that heavy shoulder feeling. Complement scapular retraction with mobility exercises, such as shoulder circles, chest openers, and spinal extensions on all fours to keep the joint ready and prevent overstretched muscles from shortening again. And don't lose sight of passive posture. Review your workspace, adjust chair and monitor height, and use visual cues to remind yourself to pull your shoulder blades throughout the day. Paired with a workout journal logging your sets and reps, progress becomes obvious. Less tension between the shoulders, easier deep breathing, and a posture that radiates vitality instead of fatigue. Share this habit with friends and family by training together, because mutual feedback helps maintain proper form and reinforces shared commitment to health. With consistent scapular retraction practice, you'll not only reverse the stiffness that accumulates over the years, but also build a solid support base for all your daily movements. This simple embrace of the shoulder blades can transform your posture, boost your energy, and restore the pleasure of lifting your chest with confidence. Because aging with strength, mobility, and independence starts by reconnecting your torso to the true power of your shoulders. When you squeeze your shoulder blades, it's not enough to contract hard. You must contract smart. Imagine your scapulae being pulled down and back, as if you're tucking them into your back pockets. Maintain natural breathing during the exercise. Don't hold your breath just because you're focused, and hold the contraction for 5 seconds before relaxing. The goal is to feel the muscles between your shoulder blades working, not to create neck or shoulder tension. Strengthening the rhomboids and middle trapezius, the muscles you've just activated, realigns your posture. Aligned posture improves breathing, relieves neck pain, and makes you look years younger. A common mistake is shrugging your shoulders up toward your ears. Break that habit by keeping them down and back, chest lifted, and gaze confident. Practice this scapular retraction while watching TV, but also throughout your day, when driving, working at the computer, or even walking. Small reminders, a sticky note on your monitor, or a discreet phone alarm can reinforce the habit, and in a few weeks, you'll notice your shoulders feel lighter and your spine less burdened. If you think push-ups are only for bodybuilders, think again. We're not talking military push-ups, but adapted versions that make daily life easier, getting out of bed, rising after a fall, or pushing open a heavy door. Wall push-ups are the perfect starting point. Stand about an arm's length from the wall with hands at shoulder height and width. Inhale, bend your elbows, and bring your chest toward the wall. Exhale as you push back. Do 8 to 12 reps in a controlled rhythm. You'll strengthen your arms, shoulders, and chest without overloading your wrists or spine. Also, maintain healthy habits to maximize these exercises' effects. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, as rest consolidates muscle strength and regulates stress hormones. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Water lubricates joints and transports nutrients. Ensure a balanced diet that includes lean proteins, eggs, fish, legumes, to support tissue repair, complex carbohydrates for steady energy, and healthy fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil, to reduce inflammation. On rest days, practice joint mobility and dynamic stretches for the shoulders, chest, and thoracic spine to maintain range of motion and prevent tightness. A brief light walk or a short restorative yoga session boosts circulation without overloading the body. Finally, record your progress in a simple journal or app. Note sets, reps, and post-exercise sensations. Celebrate every milestone, whether an extra second in scapular isometry, an additional push-up, or less shoulder tension. Share your achievements with friends or family and invite them to join. Mutual accountability reinforces commitment. With consistency, mindful technique, and these 5 practices, scapular retraction, wall push-ups, plank, hip hinge, and glute bridge, you will build a solid foundation of strength and mobility. This way, you preserve your independence, reduce chronic pain, and live with greater vitality no matter your age. Start today, make these movements a habit, and discover how much your body can transform. You just did a wall push-up. Congratulations. To progress, start with wall push-ups, and once you can perform 15 reps easily, move to an elevated surface like a sturdy sofa seat or coffee table. The lower the surface, the greater the challenge. Over time, you can work up to knee push-ups on the floor, always maintaining proper form. Keep your body aligned in a straight line from head to heels, or to knees if you're on the modified version. Don't let your lower back sag or your hips pike upward. Lower until your chest is close to the surface. Pause for 1 second, then push back. 2 seconds down, 1 second pause, and 2 seconds up. Inhale as you descend and exhale as you push up. This exhalation activates your core and adds power to the movement. Push-ups are essential because they work the chest, shoulders, arms, and core simultaneously and mimic the motion of pushing yourself up from the floor, a skill that can literally save your life in a fall. If wall push-ups are too easy but you're not yet ready for knee push-ups, try chair push-ups. Place your hands on the edge of a seat, walk your feet back until you form a comfortable angle, and perform the same up and down movement. If you feel wrist discomfort, make a light fist and support yourself on your knuckles, or use push-up handles if you have them. In your daily movements, walking, dressing, reaching behind your body, or looking over your shoulder while driving, your spine performs constant rotations. Unfortunately, this twisting ability is rarely stimulated in common exercises, and over time we lose mobility in the thoracic and lumbar regions. To restore this vital function, we introduce the spinal rotation exercise. Sit or stand tall with an activated core and feet firmly planted. Extend one arm forward, parallel to the floor, and rotate your torso to the opposite side, bringing your arm back while your eyes follow the movement. Return to center in a controlled way and repeat on the other side. Do 8 to 10 rotations per direction in 2 sets, always breathing smoothly. Inhale as you return to center, exhale as you rotate. Incorporating spinal rotation strengthens the deep trunk muscles, improves posture, and reduces lower back pain by keeping vertebrae and intervertebral discs well hydrated and lubricated. It also enhances body awareness, which is important for preventing accidental twists when moving in tight spaces. Aim to practice each exercise 4 to 5 times per week. Your body needs rest days to recover and grow stronger, so don't feel guilty about taking a day off. To track your progress, record not only the number of repetitions but also how you feel. Are you rising with greater ease? Walking with more confidence? Are your shoulders less stiff? These are the true measures of success. The compound effect happens when these movements work in synergy. Stronger calves improve circulation, reducing fatigue. Active glutes support the lower back, relieving pain. Scapular retractions correct posture and ease breathing. Push-ups reinforce the torso so you can rise from any surface. And spinal rotations maintain your functional mobility. Together, these exercises form a complete wellness system. Commit to doing at least 1 exercise a day. Pick whichever feels easiest at the moment. And as you build confidence, incorporate them all. With discipline, you will age with strength, dignity, and independence, investing in your future self rep by rep. Share this guide with those you love and subscribe for more practical tips on staying active after 60. Your future self will thank you.